Today, we're diving into a gun from a movie that many folks consider to be the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Christmas isn't complete without the Grinch, and we're looking at a similar character, Hans Gruber and his sleek, deadly masterpiece, a pistol that embodies precision engineering and pure cinematic villainy.
Hello and welcome to Hollywood Guns. I'm your host Wilson. Whether you're into action flicks, classic thrillers, or unforgettable TV shows, this is the place where movie magic meets real-world firearms.
As you've come to expect of the channel by now, in this video I'll cover the gun's unique design and history, why it was chosen for the movie, how its use in the movie compares to real life, and if you stick around to the end, I'll show you a selection of other movies the pistol was also featured in. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the svelte, understated pistol of the discerning upper-class villain, the nickel-plated H&K P7M13 from the movie Die Hard.
The code, please. Useless to you.
There are 7 safeguards on our vault, and the code key is only one of them. You'll never get it open.
Then there's no reason not to tell it to us.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very nice suit, Mr. Takagi. To be ashamed to ruin it. I'm going to count to 3. There will not be a 4. Give me the code. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know it. I'm telling you. Get on the jet to Tokyo and ask the chairman. I'm telling you, you're just gonna have to kill me.
Okay. Do it the hard way.
Once again, I am at Bear Arms Reference Collection in Scottsdale, Arizona, filming this unique piece that they have. The Heckler & Koch P7M13. Let's just do a quick safety check. Okay, we can begin. This particular example comes in its original H&K box with original owner's manual and a spare magazine. The H&K P7 is a German 9mm semi-automatic pistol produced between 1979 and 2008. When it was initially announced in 1976, it was called the PSP for Police Self-Loading Pistol. It was developed in response to the 1972 Munich Olympics massacre, as the German police required a modern, compact and reliable 9mm replacement for the aging Volta PP chambered in 32 ACP. You've seen that caliber on the channel before. After rigorous trials, the P7 was adopted alongside the Sig Sauer P225, which they called the P6, and the Volta P5. The P7 stood out for its unique gas-delayed blowback system, offering excellent accuracy due to its fixed barrel, and it featured this, a unique and innovative squeeze cocking mechanism on the front grip, which puts the striker out there, and you can't fire the gun unless your hand is gripping that cocking mechanism like that. So once you engage that, the striker comes back and then you can pull the trigger and you're off to the races. This squeeze cocking mechanism allows the gun to be carried with a round chambered, yet ready to fire instantly. You literally just pick the gun up, squeeze the cock.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen.
That sounded weird. Pull the trigger.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome to the interlude. Hey, are you enjoying this video so far? Have you subscribed to the channel yet? Now, here's something that you might not know. YouTube advertisers aren't too keen on their brands being associated with exotic firearms like these 2 iconic models from Die Hard. Because of this, videos featuring these types of weapons often don't get promoted very much beyond the channel's subscriber base. So, if you want to keep seeing content featuring these types of firearms, subscribing is the best way to ensure that you don't miss out. So, go ahead, pause the video, hit the subscribe button, and while you're at it, check out my other episodes. Okay, back to the show.
Mr. Mystery Guest. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Unless you want to open the front door for me.
I'm afraid not. Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
The original models of PSP and P7M8 had a single stack 8-round magazine, but the later variant, of which this is, the suffix is M13, and that indicates that it had a double stack 13-round magazine. I'll put images on the screen now of both of those main variants side by side, so you can see the difference in the size and slimness of the hand grip. You can clearly see the extra bulge on the double stack variant here, so they can get those extra 5 rounds in the gun. Adopted by Germany's elite units like GSG-9, the P7 also competed in the US Army XM9 pistol trials, but lost out to the Beretta M9. Incidentally, the Beretta M9 also has a fixed barrel system. Despite its exceptional quality, the P7's high production costs led to limited adoption, with cheaper alternatives like Glock, unfortunately, dominating military and police markets. It's the P7's reliability and unique design which probably made it a favorite amongst enthusiasts like myself, although it has received minor criticism over the years for overheating near the trigger guard after extended firing. Production officially ceased in 2008, cementing the P7's legacy as one of H&K's most iconic handguns.
He wasn't lying about Marco. He's down on the street. And the other man was Heinrich. And his bag is missing.
He had the detonator.
The P7 was adopted by several countries' police departments outside of Germany, including New Jersey and Utah state police forces, South Korea's SWAT, Luxembourg, and Pakistan both used it. But none of these agencies, in my opinion, reaches the heights of badassness of Iceland, who used it as the service weapon in their police tactical and counter-terrorism unit, which was commonly referred to as, wait for it, the Viking Squad. Despite its innovation, the P7's production costs were very high, which limited widespread adoption. However, its niche appeal turned into a symbol of quality craftsmanship, and now it's kind of deemed as a luxury pistol favored by professionals and collectors. And it's also a very expensive gun. On the used market, P7s are rarely found below $2,000, with prices multiplying for exceptional condition or unusual pieces, which like this one, especially if they are new, old stock originals, or if they have the original packaging.
Theo.
Yo!
We have some problems. How's your schedule?
3 down, 4 to go.
Then don't waste time talking to me.
Why the gun was chosen for the movie. So why did Hans Gruber, one of the cinema's most iconic villains, wield this particular H&K P7M13 in Die Hard? Well, to me, the answer lies both in aesthetics and the character's design. Director John Tierman and the prop department made deliberate choices, I believe, to align Gruber's weapon with his technical and polished persona. The nickel finish on this particular gun wasn't, just flashy. It kind of exuded sophistication and precision, mirroring Gruber's calm, methodical demeanor. Alan Rickman's portrayal of Hans Gruber introduced audiences to a villain who wasn't just a brutish antagonist, but a highly educated and calculated mastermind. The choice of the P7M13, to me, emphasizes Gruber's West German background, where the gun was made, a high-end German pistol for a refined, albeit deadly, European thief. It's also worth noting that the gun's compact profile lends itself to concealability within Gruber's tailored suit, a crucial part of his stylish yet menacing image. In that respect, I feel like the prop team kind of missed a slight detail, because the single stack variant would have been slightly slimmer a fit and more concealable for Hans without ruining the lines of his suit.
Nice suit. John Phillips, London. I have two myself.
You hear that? Talk to me. Where are my detonators?
The prop weapon used in the movie versus this example. You know, this is where things get a little murky, and I couldn't really reach a satisfactory conclusion. So I'm hoping I've got some HK specialists on the channel that can jump into the comments and share some additional thoughts and facts, or correct me if I get something wrong here. But I've seen on the Internet Movie Firearm database the pistol being referred to as both a nickel and chromed finished, or sorry, you know, in some paragraphs it's nickel, sometimes it's chrome. Now, I'm not sure which is correct, but I've read on the HK forums that while there was an official nickel finish offered by HK, these are incredibly rare, as only a few thousand at most were manufactured, with even fewer making their way to the USA. So most people tend to conclude that the movie gun actually has an aftermarket chrome or nickel coating on it. And in that sense, this piece is actually a really good match for the movie gun, because this also has a aftermarket finish, which we think is probably a Robar finish.
I'm going to count to 3.
Yeah. Like you did with Takagi. Oops. No bullets. Fucking stupid, Hans.
You're saying?
One thing worth noting is that in the early execution scene of Takagi, Gruber is shown unscrewing a suppressor from the barrel before he shoots him. Here are the pictures on screen of that movie gun shown with and without a suppressor, and it's noteworthy that there are no screw threads present on the barrel. There neither is an extended barrel or room, you know, for threads to go back within the slide. So the suppressor threads must actually be on the inside of the barrel of the gun, manufactured for cinematic effect, rather than the gun actually being a working and firing example. Accuracy of the firearm portrayal in the movie.
And please remember, we have left nothing to chance.
Firearm capacity. The first category assesses whether the movie accurately depicted the amount of ammunition each gun could hold. This includes whether reloads were shown appropriately, or if the weapon appeared to fire an unrealistic or unlimited number of rounds without reloading. We see the P7M13 deployed in 4 main scenes. First, Gruber executes Takagi, 1 bullet. Then Gruber executes Ellis, 1 more bullet. Then when Gruber discovers Holly Gennaro is actually John McClane's wife, Hans fires off a few shots in the air and delivers one of his classic dry lines.
Mrs. McClane. How nice to make your acquaintance.
And that's it. All his shots are well within the capacity of just 1 standard magazine. No need for reloads. Easy score, grade A.
Oh yes. What was it you said to me before? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
The second category examines whether the impact of the shots fired matched the realistic effects of the firearm's caliber. For example, while a 12-gauge shotgun might knock a person backwards, a 9mm round is not going to send someone flying. Only 2 of Hans's bullets impact a person, and we don't see the second one, only hearing the report over the radio. The first, however, is where Gruber shoots Takagi in the head after he refuses to give him the safe codes. There is a huge blood splatter that impacts the glass door and the wall that is several feet behind him. Having watched plenty of YouTube videos myself on bullet impacts into anatomically correct ballistic dummies, or even just watermelons, the splatter effect of this 9mm round looks more like something we would expect to see from a high-powered 12-gauge shotgun load rather than a 9mm. In this case, I have to say that the very macabre effects are not that realistic, and score it a D.
What idiot put you in charge?
The final category evaluates whether it's reasonable to expect the character to make the shots they attempted, particularly at extended distances. This considers whether hitting the target was plausible, or if it was highly improbable based off the character's skills and the firearm used. Well, 2 close shots, and then a couple of random shots into the ceiling to scare the hostages. Nothing challenging, nothing to complain about, well, except I did read that according to the director John McTiernan, Alan Rickman could not help flinching every time the gun fired, betraying his lack of firearms experience. As such, the camera cuts away from his face when Gruber shoots Takagi, and we just see the bloody aftermath. So, saved by the editors. The British guy playing a German supervillain can't quite earn a perfect grade A, I'm afraid. So, grade A-. Overall grade for Hans Gruber's realistic firearms portrayal in Die Hard? Hans, what do you think?
I wanted this to be professional, efficient, adult, cooperative. Not a lot to ask.
Okay, let's do it the German, precise metric way and assign 4 for an A score, 1 for a D, and as such an A- grades as a 3.7. Adding the numerical values and dividing by 3, we get 2.9, which roughly averages to an overall grade of B- in American.
Thank you, Mr. Cowboy. I'll take it under advisement. Hit it again.
Other movies and scenes the Firearm was used in. The unique design and exceptional engineering of the H&K P7M13 have earned it appearances in a few films and TV shows beyond Die Hard. Here are some notable examples. First, Beverly Hills Cop 2 in 1987. One of the earliest appearances of the M13 variant, although not the nickel version, is in this action comedy classic. Bridget Nielsen's character uses the pistol in an attempt to murder Lieutenant Bogomil on the side of the road. True Romance from 1993. In Quentin Tarantino's first Hollywood script, Christopher Walken wields the P7M13 in a tense scene before he shoots Dennis Hopper's character. Eraser, 1996. The P7M13 makes a brief appearance in the opening scenes of Arnold Schwarzenegger's action-packed thriller. While the film may have pushed the boundaries of macho naming conventions, the Firearm itself adds a touch of sophistication to the early action sequences. And finally, Armageddon from 1998. The nickel-plated version of the P7M13 makes an unexpected appearance in space, featured during a confrontation aboard the spacecraft. Ironically, this marks the second time Bruce Willis faces this iconic firearm in his career, 10 years later than in Die Hard.
I'm telling you, shut this bomb down now! And I'm telling you, it's not my call! Well, guess what? I just made the call for you. Hurry! Don't. You could set it off. Oh, man. What are you doing with a gun in space?
While these appearances are noteworthy, none rival the performance or notoriety delivered by Hans Gruber in Die Hard. Like a few other firearms featured on Hollywood Guns, the P7M13's first major blockbuster appearance also was its most iconic. Impact on pop culture and why it's still an icon. The H&K P7M13 stands as a testament to the fusion of cutting-edge engineering and cinematic flair. Its unforgettable role in Die Hard not only cemented its status as a hallmark of precision and innovation, but also as a defining weapon in one of Hollywood's most iconic villain portrayals. With its sleek design, remarkable accuracy, and unmistakable presence, the P7M13 remains a favorite among collectors, firearms enthusiasts, and movie buffs. Decades later, it continues to embody the perfect blend of sophistication and menace, leaving an indelible mark on both gun history and pop culture. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a wrap. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Hans Gruber's legendary sidearm, once again, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification button so that you never miss a Hollywood Guns episode. And also check out my new line of merchandise in the Hollywood Guns channel store. That's it for now. Please leave me a comment, and as always, stay tuned for more guns, movies, and history. Thanks for watching, and until the next time,